Right, so a bit of background. Why is this important? Why is this topic important? And I want to share this incident. So it's an incident that happened outside Toll in 2012. That heavy vehicle has rolled over and crushed a light vehicle. And tragically, the driver of that vehicle was killed in the incident. The investigation found that the load inside the container was not adequately restrained, and it allowed the load to shift within the container. The ensuing chain of responsibility prosecution by RMS found that the consigners of the container were found guilty of an offence for not ensuring that the load was adequately packed and secured inside that container. So interestingly, with this incident, the consigner was actually the receiver of the goods, and the consigner, although they were found guilty of failing to ensure the load wasn't adequately restrained, were not actually present at the point of loading. We turned to NTI and NTI's crash data, and we found in that data that container-laden heavy vehicles are more likely to roll over.
The data we found over the past couple of years runs between about 22 and 23%.
Thanks very much, Kurt. And just to clarify what that data is. So when you take all freight types involved in a major accident on average, and then pull out the container-laden the containers as a freight type, that's the difference there. So 23% more likely to roll over in a major accident, which is substantial.
There's three main risks to do with freight in containers. The first one, it's really the low-hanging fruit in terms of the risk control as well. It's load restraint. And the risk here is that if the load isn't correctly restrained inside the container, then it can move, but it's more likely then to roll over. The next one, and I've called it unbalanced loading. If the weight isn't distributed evenly there, then you could also affect the vehicle's braking, handling, or stability. I'll go on to my last risk, which is center of gravity, which is something that I mentioned before. You can have a load that's correctly restrained and balanced side to side and front to back, but still present a rollover risk. Loads that are both high in the container and very heavy will increase the center of gravity position and therefore make the vehicle more likely to roll over. We have to be prepared to walk away from operators or contracts if we cannot fix systemic problems. And I think that the industry would be in a much better position if we did more of that more often.
We thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again next month.